After the nightmare that were the first 3 seasons in Spain for Ousmane Dembele, it seems that he's finally back in Barcelona's plans, working harder than ever to get his starter status at the Camp Nou. Needless to say, the degree in which Dembele has been missing games for Barcelona is a reason to raise some alarms. At only 23 years of age, the Frenchman has already missed 522 days of football, which translates to 80 games so far for Los Culés. Certainly a lot, and certainly not what Barcelona were expecting when they splashed 130 million euros to sign him in 2017. But the catch of the intro comes next. Even though I have been talking about his injuries with a negative demeanor, and you probably think so about the same, there is something pivotal and crucial about the influence and reaction that they have conveyed on this version of Ousmane Dembélé. That is why in this video I will try to prove an almost impossible statement, as I will try to show you how injuries actually saved Ousmane Dembélé's career. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here, and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and welcome most importantly back to another episode of Unfiltered. To begin off this analysis on Ousmane Dembélé, I believe the best way would be to dissect everything that has happened with his injuries and divide them into the good, the bad, and the ugly. Every single consequence that they have brought upon us, because then and only then we will get the right understanding as to where Dembélé situates himself now. Facing the ugly head-on, the injuries for Ousmane Dembélé have been a devastating toll to his reputation amongst the Camp Nou faithful, and with those faithful, I mean you. Let me know, has your opinion changed since he joined? Were you once an avid believer of his footballistic talent and now are reluctant to even witness any glimpse of it? Well, if you do, I do not blame you. And Dembélé isn't to blame either here. The injuries are. On top of that, the way that the media has portrayed this on Dembélé seems to an extent where the Frenchman is actually paying for the dividends of getting injured, something that makes absolutely zero sense. How can you blame a football player of bringing this devastation onto himself? By highlighting every single issue that Dembélé has made in his recoveries. We're talking about arriving late to training, poor attitude and maintaining his body to very low standards, eating junk food, playing Fortnite to too late hours. The media has created this persona on Dembélé like he doesn't even want to be a football player. And this is probably one of the worst things that could happen to any footballer. Because not only are you having trouble to believe in yourself, but now you also know that everybody else watching you doesn't. The reality is that couldn't have been farther away from the truth, and it's still something that I struggle to comprehend, how some people can put that much blame into a single teen, a kid that is growing up and needs to make amends of his mistakes, and that's exactly what he's trying to do now. Yet the ugly is not just done with Dembélé, because there's something else that is really bringing him down. And that is the fact that in terms of market value, he has rapidly been devalued as a player. Valued initially for 80 million euros when he signed, reaching a peak of 120 at Barcelona within his second season, he's just worth now 50 measly million euros, which, to be honest, for a young promising player of his talent and of his age, we should be talking about 9 digits here. The fact of the matter is that Dembélé now has next to nothing of market value. And with that, I would like to segue perfectly into the bad consequences of his injuries, ones that haven't been as devastating as the ones we just mentioned, but are still taking a toll on El Mosquito. The very first thing would have to be that his injuries are living evidence that from a business perspective, he is literally the textbook definition of risky business. Huge investment with no guaranteed results. Every time he's brought down, fans fear that he will get a relapse of his hamstring injury. And let's be honest, that doesn't make it an attractive proposition to market a club around. Dembélé's injuries have not only affected him from outfield reasons. If we take a look at what's actually happening on the pitch, there's more reasons to be concerned. Dembélé is certainly now down the pecking order, not only giving him a status of a complete new player that needs to prove himself every single time he is fit, but unlike an injury beast like someone like Gareth Bale was when he arrived at Real Madrid, we knew that the talent from the Welshman was there. Dembélé is in a different occasion. The question with him is not directly whether he is fit, but also if he has the quality to make Barcelona better when he is. Furthermore, if we take into account that Ansu Fati, Pedri Gonzalez, Francisco Trincao have been added into the mix, Dembélé is facing the fiercest of rivalries that he could have ever imagined. This is the most hard moment for a player like him. Not only that he has to prove himself to the manager now, but to the fans. For there are players that are younger than him with less to prove. Take the Portuguese Trincao, for example. Sharp eye for goal and fantastic when finding the net in one-on-one situations. Not only is the Portuguese a qualified goal scorer, but he's also a creative presence and is capable of providing line-breaking passes, a similar skill set that Dembélé can also bring. Perhaps he doesn't have the pace, but he doesn't have the price tag either. For what good things are concerned, there are surprisingly plenty that I have been able to come up with. A period in the life like this, for any football player or any human for that matter, of just constant injuries and not being able to do the thing that you love for external reasons, it has certainly most likely changed something about your state of mind. And for Dembélé, that hopefully makes the difference. The version of the Frenchman today is sharper and has a cleaner look. He's taking better care of himself, that is what I think. Is it what you? Dembélé is looking fitter and more mature. He seemingly have acknowledged to a personal level that his role in this team isn't to impress anymore, but rather to earn his place in this team step by step, little by little. The French winger was on the verge of an exit to Manchester United, that was no secret, but it failed to materialize at the end, in part due because of the clubs did not agree on a transfer method, but also because the World Cup winner never had any intent of leaving. In another side of the same spectrum, we find ourselves with a player that was brought in here with a message of a savior, that he was going to try to be the replacement for something that he was never going to reach. Dembélé had and will forever be linked to that insurmountable price tag, but is no surprise to anyone. But like Coutinho now, the narrative will be different. Agree or disagree with it, time has gone by. The media nowadays encompass a lot of what the general public will say. Directly or inherently, they command the every move of you on Twitter, of your comment section, or what you're gonna be telling your friends later on. And just like that is a reality, the reality nowadays is also that Dembélé's price tag and pressure is old news. As much as I believe there will be more harm done to Dembélé, I also believe that the worst has passed, that nothing will be as detrimental to his game as it has been so far. Things will eventually get better for Dembélé, either here at Barcelona or somewhere else. Dembélé has hit rock bottom, and with big changes coming at an institutional level, a new opportunity arises here for a 23-year-old player to do a clean slate and begin anew. He might be sluggish with his passing or may have occasional wayward rusty shooting, but a fit Ousmane Dembélé is a pleasure to watch. His searing pace and his outstanding dribbling ability make him a force to be reckoned with. He is that X factor, and is a player that can almost single-handedly decide the outcome of games. Dembélé's creative prowess and his ability to find players in the box can greatly benefit any team, and furthermore, the Frenchman provides width on the wing. And if we take into account that in the 2018-2019 season, the player who won most points for Barcelona was Ousmane Dembélé after Lionel Messi, then you really start to wonder that Dembélé is an actual game changer. A fit Ousmane Dembélé can change the outcome of any season for the better, and should be, therefore, the first choice for Barcelona on that right wing, until a player of his level can prove otherwise. That's gonna be everything for today, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you wanna see more content just like this one, be sure to drop us a like and subscribe so you don't miss any content uploaded here on the channel. And also let me know, do you think that Dembélé has become better because of his injuries? Do you think he should be the main starter on that right hand side flank for Barcelona? No matter the case, I'll be sure to read them. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.